Hey folks, welcome to Gun Fu Training. My name is Jeff, and in today's private security episode, we're going to look at how to disarm an opponent carrying a long gun. So for details on that, stay tuned. Okay, first off, I know there's quite a few videos out there showing different ways to disarm someone who's carrying a long gun. But I can tell you that many of them, not all, but many of them are taught by people that have absolutely no background in firearms whatsoever. Using some of these techniques, at the very least, is going to get you severely injured, and at worst is going to get you killed. Case in point, I know there's a lot of videos out there and people are talking about disarming someone by grabbing the barrel of the gun. Okay, I can tell you that's a bad idea. Anyone who's been to the range and put at least 2 magazines through one of these guns can tell you that barrel gets really hot really quick. If you're working private security and you're responding to gunfire and you encounter someone carrying an AR-15 or an AK-47, you're probably in an active shooter situation. Chances are that person has come to the game with a backpack full of magazines. They probably have a ton of ammo at their disposal, and by the time you've run into them, they may have put 2, 3, 4, even 5 magazines through this gun. The barrel is going to be way too hot for you to grab and wrestle out of someone's grip and disarm. What's going to end up happening is it's going to do damage to your tissues. It's going to do skin damage, muscle damage, and if a barrel gets that hot, it'll even do damage to your bones. So let's go out to the gym and let's take a look at the proper way to perform a disarm against someone carrying a long gun like an AK-47 or an AR-15. All right, so if I'm close enough to touch the gun, I'm close enough to do the disarm. If I'm a few feet away and I can't touch the gun, probably not a good idea for me to go ahead and go after it. But if I'm here, the one thing I can't do, which I've seen in so many videos, is grab the barrel of this gun, because if he's an active shooter, he's probably already dropped 2, 3, 4, 5 magazines full of ammo, and the barrel of this gun is probably somewhere between 230 to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you were to grab something like this, we're talking about something worse than a second, third, fourth degree burn. We're talking about a burn that's going to do damage to your skin, to your muscles. It's even going to do bone damage. Okay? So I know a lot of people say, well, you know, I can grab it, I can tough it out if my life depended on it. No, you can't. So a lot of people say that. A lot of people say a lot of things. Go home, put a cast iron skillet on your oven, on your stove, crank up the heat, let it get nice and hot, and see how long you can grab it if you picked it up. And the answer is not very long, and it's nowhere near 2, 3, 4, or 500 degrees Fahrenheit. But what I can do is I can touch this barrel briefly. Okay? I can push that barrel to the side, and if I limit the amount of time that I have contact with it, I can actually do that with minimal problem to my hand, and then I can clear. So I'll start here, pop this to the side, bridge through with my hand, and I'm going to step in. And at this point, I'm going to palm it. And then I'm going to elbow and shot repeatedly as many times as I need to, and then step back and take the gun away. Okay? So let's look at that again. I'm here. Boom. Very easy to get in. Boom, boom. Right arm, left leg advances forward, and then I want to strike him. I can elbow, I can chop him, and then I'm going to snap my elbow down on the gun, try to keep it close to me. I'm going to grab here on the heat shield. And step back, grip the gun, clear it, and then I can shoot it. My methodology for defending against firearms is based on 2 principles. The first is the golden rule of firearms safety given by Colonel Jeff Cooper. All guns are always loaded. Even when they're not, we want to treat them as if they are. And what this means is when I'm performing any sort of disarming technique, I want to make sure that the muzzle never flags me, is never pointed in my direction. But I also want to be aware of who's in the general vicinity. The worst thing that can happen is you go to perform a disarm against a bad guy and you don't get shot. And he doesn't get shot. But it's an innocent person who's standing off to the side that gets shot and killed because you're in the performance of a firearm disarm. So you want to be aware of who's around you, aware of the situation. Always use your best judgment. Just be safe out there. The second principle is that if you're going to defend against a weapon, you need to be familiar with how it functions. If you're going to defend against a handgun, a revolver, or a semi-automatic, you need a basic understanding of the functionality, how they operate. Same thing with long guns. Shotguns and rifles, like ARs or AKs, they operate a little differently. You want to be intimately familiar with how each of these platforms operates if you're going to consider defending against them. In closing, I hope you found this video useful. Thank you again for watching. If you're working a post out there tonight, be safe. And as always, if you like the video, please click the like button, please subscribe, and hit the bell icon, and you'll be notified when we post new content. So as always, thank you for watching the Gun Fu Training channel. Hope you have a great day.